Hello everyone. So in this video I wanted to talk about something which has been happening in our country and the situation that the doctors are facing of our country. So every one of us has a responsibility as citizens, right? Not just as citizens of India, but as humans we have a responsibility, right? So in case you don't know what I'm talking about, there has been occurrences of doctors beating in our country. So what happens is that there's a doctor and he has a patient under his command, under his care, and if that patient dies, then the family and the attendant of that patient start beating up the doctor, start blaming the doctor for their death. And it's the doctor who take the heat. It's the doctors who get beaten up and sometimes even lose their lives. Now I feel personally affected by this because I have an elder sister. I have an elder sister who is a doctor herself, and just recently, the other day, she was showing me a video on Instagram, and there was a senior doctor. And you should know, doctors have a lot of respect. If someone is a doctor, then that means that he has done a lot of hard work to be in his position. We are engineers, right? And we don't get that much respect as doctors have a lot of respect at their position, right? And that guy who was a senior doctor was being beaten up in his own house by the family members of the patient who had died under that doctor's care. And all that family members were just beating him up with utensils and whatever they could find in his own house, which is like a very dangerous situation. It was very difficult to even watch that video. Now, who am I to comment on this? Well, I have been through a similar situation like that. I have lost someone very, very special to me in a hospital. So when my mom died, my father was in the hospital with his whole battalion. So my dad is in Air Force, he was in the hospital with his whole battalion. If he wanted, he could have started a war in that hospital. He could have beaten up every single one in that hospital with his whole battalion, but he didn't. And I didn't even think of blaming the doctors. You know why? Because you cannot blame the doctors, right? Okay, fine, there can be a human error. Everyone is human, that's why the term is human error. To err is human, right? But you cannot blame the doctor for killing the patient. You cannot say that the doctor killed the patient, right? That's just outright stupid. And the effect of doing this, what happens is that the doctors are now scared to treat patients who come in emergency, right? So if a patient is coming and half dead, and the doctor has a chance of saving them, they won't save him. Why? Because they don't want to get blamed. I'm the one who killed them. So they just say we cannot do anything, right? So do you want that? No, right? So this is something we really, really need to stop. Stop being stupid. Okay, use your brain. Do not blame the doctors. We can have a human mistake and that is treated. Okay, if there's a doctor who has actually made a mistake, then he will be taken care of by the law. You don't need to do anything for that. Okay, and so don't take the law in your own hands. Don't try to blame the doctor for anything else like that, and stop doing these stupid things. Okay, so just please stop.